Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to thank all of our listeners from all over the world. Please do subscribe and share if you're not already. All right, let's get into it.
Another thing, do you have any astral projection experiences?
I've had outer body experiences. Never done astral projection.
All right, let's hear your outer body.
I got hit in the head with a baseball bat really bad and hovered over myself in the hospital bed looking down at myself. And went through the tunnel, saw bright white light and was drawn to this tunnel with white light at the end, and I got to what seemed to be like a wall of light, and there was almost like a magnet pulling me towards it, and I had to fight with all my will to not go that way.
Wow. I had some pretty wicked ones. I do I don't want to scare anybody. I do rituals and stuff just to get better and whatever. But I had this one. I guess it's an outer body experience, maybe astral projection. I don't know. But I went into this kind of cafeteria area, and I started yelling "monkey, monkey," which was a dog that I had in the astral realm. So I seen him. Then he started licking my face like every other dog. I started petting him, and then he started walking down this hallway. So I just followed him. And he opened the door himself with his head just headbutting the door pretty much. And there was a big old playground. And this lady with her dogs, my dog ran up to their dogs and started barking at the dogs like every other dog does. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll pull my dog back." And then the lady kept on coming closer and closer to me. So I told her, "How about you stay over there? Like I just told you, just to stay over there so my dog doesn't interfere with your dogs." So she went and got somebody, I don't know, and I just went my own business. And then, I just pretty much just woke up.
Wow.
It was crazy. It's wicked. Really colorful, though. All right.
Very
Bubbles.
cool.
And it's being portrayed in an evil like it's so evil. But in reality, it's like humanity's attempt to free itself from this matrix, from this prison, from this serpent body that has swallowed us.
I think the prison aspect, I guess, is look at our chakras. Our chakras, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with chakras. I guess they're pretty much like a prison of ourselves. I don't know.
Well, energy centers, right? The different energy centers.
Yeah.
And then as you get, attuned to meditation, you align your chakras and allow the energy to flow more. The Chinese call it qi, the body's energy. So you allow that qi to flow more efficiently.
Yeah. Next.
You sure do.
Uh-oh. Sure do what? You got to come again and tell us what you're talking about there.
We may only be free if we will. Free will. Free Willy.
Free your mind and your ass will follow.
Yeah.
Love that song. All right, we're down to one bubble.
Yepper, go ahead and hit it.
That's God's name. It's Willy. Ha!
Willie?
I think she meant as in Free Willy.
Oh.
I think that was a little religious humor there. A religious penis joke. It was a double whammy. so to speak. Double whammy. Thank you, Mammy. Ah, Mammy. Oh, got another one.
Penis. Snake.
That's it. Trouser serpent. Sausage hammer.
Just definitely.
The little colonel. What else? Got to be more names, right? What else? What else we got? Trouser trout. Yep. It's a good one. Trouser trout. Trout trouser. Trouser trout. Yeah. And of course you got the old kielbasa. You got the old kielbasa, then you got a sausage fest, of course. You know, I don't know. I digress.
Vagina. Void.
The beloved vagina. Now we're talking. There we go. I could talk about vagina
Vagina's a
forever.
void. Yes,
I don't
sir.
know. Is it really a void? Or is it the center of everything? I think
Like
it's
a
kind of the
Krispy
center
Kreme
of
donut.
everything. That's right. Hopefully it doesn't look like the center of a Krispy Kreme cream-filled donut, though, at least.
Yeah.
At least not the cream-filled. Please, not the cream-filled. Not the cream-filled. What's in the box? What's in the box? When was the last time you saw the movie Seven?
Like last year.
Yeah. I love that scene. What's in the box? What's in the box? You know what's in the box, motherfucker.
Thanks, guys. It was fun. I'm gonna go have a cigarette.
All right, take
Ooh.
care. Might have one myself.
Glad it was good for you, Omni. Go enjoy that cigarette. Thank you very much for contributing. That was a lot of fun. Had a great time. Tremendous time. Wonderful time talking about spirituality and penis. Yeah. That would be a good title for a talk, wouldn't it? Spirituality and sex.
Okay.
Or God and cock. I'm getting loopy.
But Jesus is similar to pussy.
Well, I don't know. It kind of is, isn't it? In a lot of ways. You want to expand upon that?
Yeah, definitely, bro. You gotta-
People are maggots. They're a bacteria. We're breaking down the earth. We're not like of this earth, really. We're genetically modified, so we're extraterrestrial. We're like ETs. We're like maggots. MAGA.
Oh,
Yeah,
Omni,
that's pretty much
man.
having a test tube.
Wow. Birds of a feather. That's my personal theory, is that we're intergalactic locusts, or cockroaches, and that we fly around planet after planet fucking it up, that we were on Mars before we came here and we fucked Mars up, and look at it now. So I believe we fucked up the Earth and had to leave the Earth because we fucked it up so bad. Then we went to Mars. We fucked up Mars so bad over a long period of time, and now we're coming back to Earth and we're fucking it up again.
Couldn't agree more.
That's my personal theory. Intergalactic cockroaches. Intergalactic planetary.
But
Pop that
people
one?
claim to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, finish
But
what
I
you're
want to say
saying.
something real quick. People
Yeah.
claim to be like really religious, like Christian or whatever, but they end up driving like a gas truck or something, messing up the atmosphere.
Yeah, but somebody and this guy and I were talking about that the other day too, and we're only given so many choices, right? So people will be quick to say that, right? Like, what are you, some fucking liberal, goddamn libtard? What are you're driving a car, right? Well, if you're so goddamn environmental, why don't you ride a bicycle to work? And it's like, well, come on, that's how realistic is that? But if the market wasn't controlled by the fossil fuel industry, we would have other options. We would have the option of a hydrogen fuel cell. We would have the option of, electric cars would have been on the market 20 years sooner.
Yeah, they
There's
should start
another-
handing out like electric cars. It's
There's
like, hey, you got
another
this one
great-
for free.
Yeah, they should really. There's another documentary that everybody should see, which is Who Killed the Electric Car. And it was made back in 2001. Yep. Yeah. No, I agree. That we're test tube babies basically. We're half extraterrestrial and then half whatever the fuck we were before they came down here.
Yeah.
Bunch of different kinds of hominids.
Yeah.
Neanderthals and Denisovans, I think is how you say it. Denisovans.
Shit like our ancestors are probably from some different planet. You just never know. We probably just fucking crash landed on this fucking planet. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think we crash landed. Well, the oldest text on planet Earth is Sumerian cuneiform, and it talks about the origins of humanity. It talks about the gods coming down from the heavens above and giving them the knowledge of agriculture, mathematics, music, and fermentation.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, the Sumerian culture, like overnight, had that technology. And they say they didn't develop it. They say, oh, it was given to us.
Yeah. Did you hear about like the dinosaurs? A few scientists said that they put the bones in the wrong order. It might be something else. Like it might be a fucking giant.
Well, there were
You never
giants.
know.
Well,
Yeah.
there were giants, and there's skeletal remains. You can look up the giants of Lovelock, Nevada. They found
I'll look into
giant
that.
skeletons in Nevada.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna pop some bubbles. We're getting a lot.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
it was
fertilized my seed.
Yeah, exactly. Who's doing the fertilizing where? Yeah, no, it was germinating before you got here, but we definitely appreciate you spinning on through and contributing to the conversation and the elevation and all like that.
Just
Yeah,
next time you get a chance, think of me, and I'll think of you.
well,
I
of course.
will.
Thank you for the knowledge as well that you shared with us.
Yeah, so many awesome little quotes. Beautiful little quotes. I think the
Yeah,
combination
definitely.
of sex and drugs is amazing. And then if you add rock and roll to that, oh my God, that's the triad of ascendance: sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah, in some type of way. This might sound wrong, but I try not to masturbate because, like, if you do that, you release some type of power, and you can't do that. You know?
But there is
Uh-huh.
truth to that. There is truth to that because when you're with a person, you're giving them your energy and they're giving you back your energy. So it's and they're giving you
Yeah.
their energy. So it's recycled, right? The energy is
Yeah.
cyclical. But when you
Definitely.
masturbate, the energy is just going one way and it doesn't
Yeah,
recycle.
correct.
This is true.
Now I'm done.
I agree. We love hearing your voice.
Yeah. Nice voice too. Well, maybe that vessel was a vagina.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was a seed. I need to start thinking like that. Fuck you,
Maybe
God.
vaginas are actually like wormholes leading to another dimension.
Maybe.
So, is she still here? Because she
Yeah,
was
I think she's
saying
still
she
here.
prefers drugs to sex, but a little bit of psychedelics makes for some, and sex makes for an amazing spiritual experience.
Yeah.
In my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go and they're gonna leave us here. I think those lizard people, Elon and Jeff Bezos and his friends, are gonna go and they're gonna leave us here.
Or Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, all the richest fuckers in the world. I truly believe that they're gonna go inhabit the moon, then Mars, and they're gonna leave us on a dying planet that they fucked up.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's no way that they're going to get a whole bunch of people on a NASA rocket ship. How it takes like millions and billions of dollars just to take it up to the moon. Come on. If
Why
we
would you
even
want
went to
poor
the
people?
moon,
Why would you want poor people when you could have robots?
yeah, crazy. Next.
I bet they'll start grinding
Actually,
homeless
the
people up.
serpent is the only one that told the truth. He said that he told them if they ate from the tree of good and evil, the knowledge of good and evil, that they would understand good and evil. And he basically he's the only one that told the truth the whole time. God is the one who lied in the story. So, I mean, I don't even believe in the Christian God, but yeah, in the story, the serpent is the only one that actually told the truth.
Joe Jules, he's cool. What's up, Joe Jules? Have you
Yeah.
seen Zeitgeist, the greatest story ever told? The edition about religion. It's fascinating. But yeah, greatest story ever sold or ever told,
yeah.
whatever.
The serpents, it does shine some light on a few subjects in some type of way. For sure. I agree with you.
I'm a lesbian.
Damn it. Well, that's hot.
God damn. I know.
Does that mean you can send us Instagram pictures? Because we're not, because we're safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad dog. Down, Dave. Down. Yeah, I think they're going to leave us here, though. I think it's going to be the elites going to save themselves.
And we are
Like
these to die.
Yeah, like these deep underground military bunkers. Look that up. DUMB. Deep underground military bunker. Every country in the world is building them, but they're not building them big enough for the people. They're building them big enough for the government. They don't give a fuck about us. Yeah. There's one underneath the Denver airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people from all over the world can fly into the Denver airport and then go 5 stories down to this super safe bunker where they can even filter the air for nuclear particles. It's amazing. Right?
Damn straight.
Yeah, I think we're a test tube project, and that the extraterrestrials that bred with us to create us, I think they're just looking at us going, nah, they're not evolved enough yet. We'll come back in another million years.
Wow. Yeah.
See if they made it.
That's a dark truth right there.
Also, about going to the moon. So our rocket technology was really good by around the World War II phase, and our technology to create video actually was way behind. We didn't even have the technology to do any more than 3 seconds of slow motion. So, yeah, we, as far as film went, we could not even pull off the hours and hours and hours of long feed to make it look like we were on the moon in slow motion at the time. That didn't happen until a couple of years later, where we got better technology and film started to come into its own and special effects.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's kicking down the knowledge?
Yeah, I really don't know if we ever went to the moon, because if you have like a NASA rocket ship and you go all the way up, sooner or later, like, we don't have a metal that's strong enough for the heat of the atmosphere when you're about to exit. So, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think we have.
I don't know.
I think we've been there.
No clue.
So
What they
we
need to
definitely
do.
did go to the moon. That's a fact. I mean, anyway.
What they need to do is go to the moon and throw just like a little mini rave, just like the smallest Burning Man commemorative party ever, but with some good lasers, so that we could see their dance party from here, so that once and for all we'll be like, oh yeah, there they are. They're partying on the moon. See it? See the lights?
That'd be fucking cool.
Right?
See fucking strobe lights.
Yeah, exactly. It's all boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, there was a guy on YouTube that tried launching himself up to the some other planet to prove that the Earth was flat. Like, dude.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Didn't
and that
end so
work
well,
out too
did it?
well. Yeah, in the hospital.
He's lucky he's in the hospital.
Yeah, so
maybe
he's like,
not.
I probably wouldn't do that again. And then he did it again, and he ended up at the same spot, the hospital.
Fucking Darwinism, dude. You can't fix stupid.
Screw that.
I wonder if he was literally just doing it for like YouTube hits. Like, you know, if he wasn't that
Probably.
stupid, but like, oh, this is gonna make me rich and then I can have a show. He's in the hospital like twice in a row.
Yeah, he rigged up a parachute to it. The parachute didn't deploy. So he just hit the
Oh
ground.
shit.
It's just so funny on YouTube, man. All right.
Yeah, you're supposed to drink the Jack Daniels after you load your parachute.
Make sure
Not
you're certain
before.
amount drunk so you can take a little retain.
Well, no, you just don't want to be drunk when you're loading your parachute. You do it after your parachute's nicely loaded, so you know it's gonna work.
True.
Then you get drunk. I think that guy did it in the opposite order.
Yeah, probably.
You could actually see the rovers and certain things with certain microscopes that are still on the moon.
I wish to see that.
Microscope. How small is the moon? You mean a telescope? You were messing with me.
By the time we have the ability to leave this planet, it will probably be a lot more commercial anyway. We're all going to be dead before that happens anyway. So the elites that we're talking about now, they're all going to be dead. No one's leaving this planet anytime soon unless there's some massive change in technology. And that might be possible. But I mean, this is all hypothetical anyway. So, you know, I don't know. I see it. I'm just seeing it from a different light.
What was that one guy's name that was in a wheelchair and he talks like a robot? I forgot his name. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, like the smartest. Like, what the fuck? It'll come to me in a second.
But he's like, this world would last like over 100 more years because it might be like some type of war or something. He gave so much explanations. It's crazy.
War, famine.
Yeah.
Yeah, our agricultural system is crap and it's degrading the environment.
Yeah.
Everything's based on profit.
That dude's just so fucking smart.
Yeah, fuck, what was his name? Help us out. Joe Jules, he'll know the guy's name. Oh man, OmniPage, all that talk of elites, that reminded me of that chick D-Light from the 90s. Remember that chick? Grooves in the heart of Grooves in the heart, yeah. Remember that chick?
Never heard of it.
Oh man, Delight. D, capital D-E-E, then L-I-T-E. Delight. Grooves in the heart.
Definitely.
I think the ovaries should be in control, not the testicles. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, that shifty
Definitely.
little shapeshifter over there, dodging into the shadows and whatnot. Can't trust those shifty
Yeah,
little
shapeshifter.
shapeshifters, I tell you.
A God, no one has ever sufficiently demonstrated that a God is possible. Everyone just keeps asserting it. The claims people make about God are extraordinary, and the evidence is personal experience, which is anecdotal, and that is the weakest form of evidence. All there is anecdotal evidence, which is weak, and a book that they say is evidence for a claim when it really is the claim itself. It's not evidence for the claim unless you assume that a creator exists. So yeah, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and all there is mundane claims.
Illustrated
And
book
so we
about
need more evidence
birds.
to say that a God is even possible. So I withhold belief in a God until there's more sufficient evidence, and I say I don't know if there's a God. Knowledge is a subset of belief, so they're separate. I don't know if there's a God, but I withhold belief until there's sufficient evidence.
Oh man, that reminded me of some great lyrics by Nirvana.
It's just a good question. Like, who is God? And that's the biggest thing that we all are trying to find the answer to. It's maybe us, maybe some other type of being. I don't freaking know. Yeah, I know. I mean, you can look at the
Here
moon
it is.
24/7. It's still there.
There's nothing on top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Said, who needs action when you got words?
Good
Love
job,
that
buddy.
song.
The moon, I think, is the more correct, I guess, symbol of or the gaslight itself.
Yeah.
Gaslight.
We do
That's
have
lit.
ways to insulate on reentry and going up. It's called reinforced carbon, and there are these little tiles, so we can go into space and come back with reentry. It's actually quite simple. We used stuff that was different in the '60s, but now we have reinforced carbon.
But how come
Hey.
like the moon is so like bright white when there's no sun behind it?
That's a good question. I want to speak to our new listeners here. We got Roll again, OmniPage, of course, ABQK, Joe Jules, and Shroom Tomb in the house. Red 31, what's up? Folks, clap it up a little bit. Maybe we can draw some more people to the conversation here and chop it up about, have you ever astral projected? Do you have experience with psychedelics? And are you a spiritual person? Let us know. Inquiring minds need to know.
Yes. All right.
Wanna hit a bubble?
I mean telescope. Sorry, I'm fucking half sleeping.
I knew what you meant, buddy. Einstein. That reminds me of Senator Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start to think that we didn't go to the moon and the Earth isn't actually round. You start to be irrational, and it's all based off of being a cynic, withholding belief when there is sufficient evidence, and you'll wind up dead, like that guy who went up and tried to see the curvature of the Earth and he died. Really ridiculous. And it's so ridiculous because it's the Earth. There's live feeds of the Earth. It's a oblique spheroid.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you go up in a fucking plane or in a hot air balloon, you can see the curvature.
Yep. Or if you like fucking have an F-17 jet or something, I think it's like 14. I'm not sure. Go all the way up, you start seeing curvature as well.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, and you can see that footage on YouTube. And what do those flat earthers think all that footage is faked? Like, come on.
Yeah. It's crazy.
His name is Stephen Hawking, and he actually took up Isaac Newton
that's
and
him.
Einstein's chair at the head of at the highest seat that a physicist could hold. Sorry, I'm half sleeping. Yeah, I read his book, A Brief History of Time, and yeah, his specialty was black holes. Yeah, he was highly intelligent.
Don't worry, we're
Yes,
all
yeah.
half sleeping.
Yeah, totally, we are. It's all good, Joe Jules. But I told you Joe Jules would know who we were talking about. Steve.
Yeah.
What's his name? Hutchins.
Steve Hawking.
Steve Hawkins. That's right. Steve Hawkins. Yep, genius. Yeah, the ultimate physicist. No way. D-Light. You want to sing some D-Light for us? I bet you could nail that shit.
D-Light.
Hooves in the heart. Come on, girl, bust it out. Hooves in the heart, yeah. Come on, I know you got it. Come on, bust it out.
That's why they say life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know quite what you're gonna get.
Those are nice shoes. I bet you can walk all day in them. It's true. Reptilian. Slippery snacker.
Hey, don't be capping on Joe Jules. He might be a little nerdy, but he's very educated, and I'm a little nerdy too.
I'm just here for the knowledge.
The problem here is that the Greeks actually understood that it was a why question. Why is the universe the way it is? Why do we exist instead of not exist? Why is there something rather than nothing? But then, in the first century, and all these the Jews and all these people, and they shifted it to a who. But then they also said, well, it's a who, but we don't actually have to tell you who the who is and why the who is. We just believe it based on faith. Faith is believing something without sufficient evidence. So instead of, it started out as trying to figure out why everything is, and the Greeks were some of the most intelligent people ever, and some of our best philosophy is from them. And it shifted to a who, and then they just ended it there. They're like, oh, we don't have to explain who. I have faith. And faith is just the word, the excuse you give when you don't have a good reason for what you believe. The other, definition for faith is hope. But
Yeah, no, totally, exactly. The unexplained was explained away, and then it was made a person, and then that person got whiter and whiter and paler and paler and paler and paler over time.
Yeah, about as pale as me.
To the point where it ended up being like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed fucking Jesus. Like, what? I thought the dude lived in the Middle East.
Fucking paler than a fucking white wall. Okay.
Aside from everything else, all the bullshit, it's not bullshit though. This is real shit. But I just want to say I love you guys.
We love you too.
Thank you. Love you too. Right back at you. Much love.
Yes. Next to Boo.
the moon is actually reflecting, the sun is reflecting off of the moon. So that's why it looks like it's, that's why it looks like it's bright. There is no actual light, source on the moon.
Yeah.
That's why the moon's in your eye like a big pizza pie. It's amore. Wow.
That's what they say.
I accidentally took 16 hits once because I didn't know it was 4-way window pane. But ooh, yeah, that was 17 hours. I was just, everything was just melting.
Mm-hmm. Like when people say it kind of simulates with your story. I forgot your name, but it kind of goes with astral projection, I guess. When you see these some type of beings in your astral projection, they say it's like some part of yourself in some type of way. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it
So it's
is. I
probably
think
just
we're
straight
being
up.
shown part of ourselves, right?
That needs to be fixed, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that because when I get really deep in meditation, I start seeing this really, really bright flashing light, and sometimes I see like a red light, like a bright red light, like if you open up a refrigerator and there's like a huge red light. Yeah, it's weird. Is that a good thing? Probably not. I don't know. It's all about learning.
Yeah, exactly. Is there bad? Is there good? I don't know. Maybe there
Yeah.
just is.
Maybe it's just all an illusion.
Yeah, maybe everything just is. And we just keep trying to put labels on it.
Yeah. Next bubble.
I'm not a spiritual person, like in the sense I'm pretty much a materialist, a empiricist, materialist, empiricism, materialism. But recently, I'm realizing that there's some dogma going on even within the scientific world, and so I'm actually looking into the works of Kant and Descartes and Plato, and the early Greeks, and they actually talked about the noumenal and the phenomenal, and so basically it says that mind precedes matter, and that mind and matter are two expressions of reality. One reality, two expressions, mind and matter, and mind precedes matter. And now a lot of quantum mechanics is actually a lot of peer-reviewed papers are starting to show that the mind can affect certain things that are happening in the material expression. So who knows, man? It's all still hypothetical, but we're still learning.
Joe is so smart.
Absolutely. No, it's been proven that I was listening to a talk with Michio Kaku, another famous physicist, and he was saying that, the observation theory has been proven that matter changes when it's observed. So, like, the observer can have a change on the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what meditation's about. That's why all these monks get together and meditate for world peace. They're not just, it's not just some new age fucking circle jerk. There's something there.
Definitely.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
It's all good. Next bubble. Wait, do you have work today? If you work.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Nope.
Okay, good. I'm just not trying to keep you up.
Thanks for being considerate. I don't think he had a bunch of epiphanies. I think he was just a brainiac in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I think Elon Musk is way more full of himself.
Mm-hmm. Elon Musk is pretty down to earth. It's pretty cool.
He's a pretty down to earth guy for being that rich, dude. Like, if I was that rich,
Yeah.
shit, I would be a piece of work. You kidding me? Be the first person to admit it. I'd have to go be on my island because people wouldn't want to be around me.
Yeah, that would be nice. Just live on an island where there's nobody there. Just have food
Right.
delivered to you.
Well, depends what island you're on. There were people on Epstein's island. Ho, 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 if you know what I mean. Giggity, giggity, goo.
Let's go to North Sentinel Island so we can get our ass whooped by a bunch of tribe members.
There you go. That'll get some people in the house. Huh? Jeffrey Epstein. Should we bust out talk about Jeffrey Epstein for a little bit? What do you people want to talk about? We got open talk. We got 5 people in the house. We got some messages. What do you people want to talk about? Let's turn it over to the crowd. What do you want to talk about? Let us know.
So in that light, I don't believe in things that are other than the material, but I'm definitely still open to exploring, and it's possible. It seems as though what is other than matter, the thing that's other than matter is the mind, and the mind is actually where all these supernatural intuitions come from. So it's not supernatural. It's all kind of just reality, except we call it supernatural, right? And we call it spiritual. We're sensing something other than the material, and it seems as though it might be actually true. That intuition might be there. I don't subscribe to the made-up gods that people call this supernatural thing, because all that doesn't map to reality, and truth is what maps to reality. So
I agree. I agree. Hey, people, clap it up. If you're liking the conversation, clap it up. We'll give a shout out to everybody who claps. And if you clap, it draws more people to the conversation. So then, the more people, the more dynamic the conversation. So clap
Yeah,
it
for
up
sure.
and let's get this going. Let's open it up. So one thing I wanted to respond to Joe Jules was that I saw an interview, and also we could talk about anything you want. I'm just responding to that last comment. But Joe Jules was mentioning some, physics and physicists, and then that same guy, Michio Kaku, was mentioning that another recent discovery in physics is that matter can exist in two different locations at the same time.
Yeah.
So the whole space-time continuum is just a creation of ours.
Definitely.
Physics basically debunked that. So, yeah, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Very.
So
And
we
then
can
there's
exist in another fourth dimension.
Godzilla. I mean, just fucking put your face out there and let him rub it all in.
Godzilla. Now, isn't that fucked up? Now, talk about, you would think we would have done away with all nuclear weapons after Godzilla came out, right?
Yeah.
There's a nuclear war. This thing gets torched, whatever, gets zapped by the nuclear bomb radiation, gives birth to Godzilla, wreaks havoc on the entire planet. Oh, hell no, we're still making them.
Yeah. Like if you went over and fucking bombed North Korea, for example, with the nuclear missile or whatever bomb, whatever, like either way, we're all fucked because the radiation and everything.
It's not going to stay right there. Yeah, you got jet streams and shit.
Yeah.
So you got to not give a fuck about that whole region, kind of like the Middle East. We don't care about that region, so
Yeah.
sadly
definitely.
enough, it's fucked up.
Definitely.
Yeah, we talked about that a minute ago. I think that's analogous for the feminine. Yeah, I do.
Next bubble.
Yeah, I know that reason thing, requiring sufficient evidence before I take on a belief. Who needs that? Because we're doing so well with people just believing in stuff like fraud in the election and storming, and a woman died because people believed things without
Definitely.
sufficient evidence. I know that whole educated thing, that whole reason thing, real dorky.
Yep.
Oh, let's not get in a back and forth. She was kind of joking, and I checked her, so she's good. You guys are both awesome. Cool. Let's leave it at that. Moving.
Yeah, Omni's a sweetheart, so she's good.
Yeah. What are you guys smoking on out there? I got a little bit of Girl Scout cookies here in Northern California.
Yeah, we got fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken down here.
We could do a little chime in. People want to tell us where you're from. If you're smoking on a little something, you could tell us what you're smoking on, but there ain't no pressure. No peer pressure here. I just assume less people smoke weed because then there's more for me. Because I'm like that.
More weed there is, cheaper it is.
That's right.
Next to bubble,
please.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, honestly, I know everyone hates this, but we don't even have sufficient evidence that Jesus was even a person. I'm okay if he was a person, that's fine, but that's not really what people are saying. They're saying he was the Son of God. So that you kind of need a little bit more evidence to believe an extraordinary claim like that. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I know that reason thing. I keep sounding like a dork. God damn it, I'm such a jerk.
No, you're not. You're fine.
You're good, man. You're good.
Hey guys, if you don't think I'm too dorky and too geeky, check out my Instagram page. I got some of my art up there. I'm an artist. I do paintings and abstract paintings. And yeah, check it out. Thanks for sharing and being honest with me tonight. It's really awesome. I appreciate it. I'm having a great night.
Hey Joe, if you follow me, I'll go to your page and make sure you put in your bio your Instagram name, and I will add you. And that goes
Yeah,
for anybody.
I'm following him on Instagram. Some of his shits, he gets some dope artwork. Some of it looks a little bit like
Really
Picasso-esque. For sure.
nice.
Yeah, that's very cool shit. Very cool work, Joe Jules.
Next
Beautiful,
bubble.
beautiful art. It's kind of twisted, but I'm twisted.
We're all twisted, buddy.
Yeah, I got some shroomies in my roomies still, man. I got them shroomies right in my motherfucking roomies. Get ready to go. Ready to have a fun time. I don't really ascribe it to a spiritual thing. I mean, hey, because I actually think the mind is actually what, that's the reason for why we all sense this spiritual thing. But hey, that's a whole crazy philosophical discussion, and it's kind of nerdy, so I'll stop.
What you believe is what will happen, I think.
Yeah, man. And I think mushrooms can be used either way. So, you know, low doses with friends are fun and giggly, and at a concert maybe can fucking be mind blowing, right? But you don't want to do what's called a heroic dose, like at a concert or with a bunch of people. Maybe with one good friend or a couple good friends or something. But I don't know. Maybe might be best alone.
Yeah.
Or at least with only people that you trust, because on a heroic dose, people can go places, man. Like people can have real breakdowns, and just break down sobbing and be crying for hours and need somebody to console them and shit.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready for that, you don't want to, that person can take down the whole rest of everybody else. If it all depends. So like, you got to be careful who you trip with when you're tripping that hard. It's one thing to take a half gram of mushrooms in a festival or whatever, less than an eighth of mushrooms. It's one thing to do that. But if you start going over 3 grams, then shit can go, you can get introverted like real quick, and things can go sideways.
Yeah.
I've started out where I thought I was going to be having a real social experience and it was going to be fun, but I took a little bit too much and I ended up just having to go back and be by myself.
Yeah. And with a certain amount of alcohol, it can do that too. Like I used to drink a lot. I mean, a whole lot one night because I broke up with. Oh, I didn't break up with my girlfriend, but she broke up with me, and I just wanted to fucking die. So I just drank a whole bottle of Jameson. I drank a whole case of Budweiser. It was like a 25 cans, whatever. And yeah, I was just out of this world. I went into my dad's bedroom and I was like, Dad, I just don't want to be here anymore. I just want to fucking die. And my dad's girlfriend's like, everything will be okay. And I told her to go fuck herself. And just went to my room.
Yeah,
and
you're like,
fucking
it's not going to be okay.
out.
I don't want to be alive. Like,
yeah.
Like, go away. I was trying to have sex.
yeah.
Or something, right?
Yeah. Let's hit some of these bubbles. My goodness. She throws the fucking of everything.
Oh, that's awesome. Trolling that ace. Oh, that's great.
You don't really see much asses in astral projection.
Well, you never know. Maybe there's some astral projectors that are just total perv dogs and are, like doing Peeping Tom shit. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? That would be a great short story. The astral projector that's a Peeping Tom. Oh, that's fucked up. My mind goes places after midnight.
Same here.
You guys said it's all an illusion. So, like, if mind precedes matter, then that means that everything. So, material matter really is just energy.
Yep.
So, and energy is just a frequency, and frequencies are just mathematics. So maybe everything is just math. I don't know why. I mean, math describes everything so perfectly, so maybe everything is math. It's called the ontology of math. And so if everything is a frequency, the
I believe
material,
that.
what we are, is actually the illusion, and the mind actually is where everything starts. And so that might be what we're intuiting as what we call spiritual or the supernatural. We all think,
believe you're
like,
right.
as materialists and scientists, we think that matter is spawns into a mind. As organisms become smarter, it becomes a mind. But maybe it's actually the other way around. That's what Kant and a lot of earlier philosophers thought.
I agree with you, Joe Jules, and maybe that's our soul, is our consciousness, right? And maybe that's what leaves the body at the moment of death, that 21 grams that leaves the body and goes and inhabits, right? Because energy is neither created nor destroyed, it just changes forms. So then that energy, that soul, might go and inhabit something else.
Yeah. Next
Like a little
level.
shapeshifter.
Exactly.
The subconscious is your sleeping mind.
Yeah, the subconscious is like you're pretty much your higher self, I'm pretty sure. If closer to that, I don't know. The consciousness is what you have right now, which is probably
The ability to separate yourself from yourself and look back at yourself objectively. That's consciousness. The ability to reflect on our actions and our words and think, oh, I don't want to do that next time. I hurt that person's feelings. Oh, I don't want to do that next time. That's consciousness. Being aware of our effect on this planet. Being aware of our carbon footprint. That's consciousness.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's so many levels, right? It's the peeling back of the onion, really. If you like chopping it up about real shit, real talk, real topics. We've been talking about religion, spirituality, and psychedelics. We've been talking about quantum physics, about change.
We talk about everything, anything.
About aliens, extraterrestrial inbreeding. We've talked about a lot. Yeah. If you haven't been here until now, you missed out. Here, I'm going to give some people a shout out here. So we got Omnipage, Offline, RX Goo, Joe Jules, Mona Lisa, Clean Heart, Hooper Mid, Joe Jules, Harley C99, BC Media House, Aiden McKellar, Unknown Man. Yeah, thanks for chilling, people. We got messages. Here, let's pop these bubbles.
Sweet. Go for it.
There you go. Kind of true.
Right. So that means that mind precedes matter, meaning that the mind is the soul, likely. Mind is the soul. It's what we call the spiritual. So the mind expression is why we're intuiting something other than the material expression. People keep trying to explain it in wanky, wonky types of ways, and we haven't figured out how to explain it yet. It's called the supernatural because we have no evidence material-wise for the supernatural. We have no way to explain it. I'm actually reading a book that rationally tries to explain the mind expression and what we call the supernatural. And they do it through equations, mathematics, philosophy, bridging religion, philosophy, mathematics, science, physics, all into one. And it's a coherent, rational way to describe that which is not matter.
Definitely.
Yeah, I believe mathematics and music are the languages of the universe.
Stephen Hawking was the foremost expert on black holes. He took Newton and Einstein's seat as the head of all physicists. I think I said that earlier. I don't know if that was before or after. But
but whatever's the unknown to us is spiritual. So That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Next bubble. If God's a reptile, I'm going to hell.
Oh, for any of you who haven't heard Trent Reznor's remix of his song Reptile, man, do yourself a favor. If you liked Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails, check out the remix on YouTube of Reptile. You'll love it.
I'll check it out.
Super good.
Next.
On an island in the sun, we'll be
Yes.
having lots of fun. Da 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 da. Control my brain. Let's sit together.
We are definitely all
There you
tired.
go. Get down, Joe.
Alright, next.
What are your guys' thoughts on people saying Trump 2020 still, even though for one, Trump is no longer president, and for two, it's 2021 and not 2020 anymore? I don't know why I'm curious about this. I just am. And so, yeah.
Well,
All right,
they got
Stu.
Go
Go ahead.
All right. Well, they got a thing called freedom of speech, but I still think they're fucking idiots for doing it. But yeah, just take this over.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious because those are the same people, like, right, with a Confederate flag and the Trump
Correct.
2020 flag. It's like, man,
Yep.
did you guys vote for Germany in World War II? Like you're on the losing time. You're on the losing side every time. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Wrong
I
side
don't
of
really care
history.
who's president.
What's up, guys? I am smoking on Alien OG butter. I'm doing dabs.
Sweet, bro.
Alien
Take a hit for me.
OG butter. He's not fucking around over there. Okay. For any of you that doesn't know what the butter is, woo, I think isn't that CO2 extraction? Straighten me out on that, but I think it is. So I'm going to step it up a notch. So I've got some Girl Scout cookies flour here. Ooh, but I'm busting out something else. I've got some blue lemon Thai. It's Blue Dream crossed with lemon OG crossed with Thai. And it is delicious. And then I've got some rainbow guava CO2 crumble, which I have to find here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find that. You hit a bubble.
Alrighty.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be like everything goes in cycles. The universe seems, so energy can't be created or destroyed, so therefore energy just is. We think of things in terms of cause and effect, but so we can't wrap our mind around it. So the universe doesn't need a creator because energy just is, therefore the universe just is. As long as there's been time, there's been a universe in some form, and it always cycles between different forms. Yeah, so it's not really like a yin and yang. A lot of things are. We use that to describe like night and day, but actually there is no such thing as day. As night. That's just the absence of light, and there is no such thing as cold. That's just the absence of heat. And so there is no. It doesn't seem as though there's some sort of yin and yang with the mind and the matter expression. It's more like one reality and two expressions. So it's two sides of one coin.
Yeah, and Jules, what that, so to me, you have to look no further than nature. Nature is a self-sustaining organism, really, right? It lives, it dies, but everything is codependent and takes care of itself. If you pull back the lens and look at it like that. So yeah, I don't think there's a creator. I think there was probably a ton of big bangs, and that we were just one of many big bangs.
Mm-hmm.
And that we think we're, for the longest time, we thought we were the center of the universe. Well, we know that's not true anymore. We know we're now part of the Laniakea supercluster, which is shaped like a giant palm tree, and we're way out on the outer reaches of it. So we're not even anywhere close to the center.
I agree. Let's get one of these.
Got a lot of bubbles. Let's knock some of these down. Thank you, people, for being in the room.
From Oregon. The last thing I ate was cup noodles.
Nice.
Right on. We got Jamon 46 in the house now, Dynastar, and then all the other people who've been hanging with us for a minute. Thank you, people.
Make sure you
Appreciate
send And
Appreciate you
download.
being here.
Yeah. A follow.
Clap it up, because that'll draw some more people to the room, and then we, more people, the more dynamic the conversation. But we've been talking about all kinds of stuff for 3 hours now. Been talking about spirituality and psychedelics. Are we a mixture of aliens and ancient hominids? We've covered a lot of stuff, covered a lot of ground. And now we're kind of talking about, whatever kind of weed people are smoking. Where are you from? What are you doing? If you're smoking weed, what are you smoking? I think his name was AC. He was smoking on some butter. I've got some Girl Scout cookies here, and I found my rainbow guava CO2 extraction dabs. So I'm going to do a little hit of this. So I'm going to mute my microphone for a second so I don't make any noise, but you want to go ahead and pop a couple bubbles in a row?
Alrighty, I got you.
Boom.
Wow.
Dropping truth nugs.
Some people have the name spelled Jesus, but it's actually Jesus.
Yep, and yeah, Jesus, the original spelling was with a Y, right? Like Yahshua, like she just said.
Yeah. Joshua, yeah. And Yahweh, yeah, like you said,
And of course, then we have the almighty Lucifer and Lucifer's
Yes.
son here. We happen to be so lucky to have Lucifer's own son in the house. So if
Yeah.
anybody does have a question for the son of Satan, feel free, because who knows when the next time will be that you could ask the son of Satan a question.
your Lord and Savior.
Your Lord and Savior, here at your service.
Shit.
Oh, man. No hate, no hate.
I honestly agree with Joe Jules on the Jesus analogy, because for one, I've never really been Christian all that much, but he's honestly backing up the fact that we really don't have much evidence of him existing in the first place. Because the way that I see things, you have to prove that something exists in the first place to prove that it doesn't exist. That's just the way I think. Then again, I am kind of a nerd and all that, so yeah, that's just how I think.
Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I'm going to be releasing a new episode each and every week on Friday, so please do tune in, subscribe, follow, and tell a friend.